My name is Whitney Ramirez. I'm a newlywed, and I have 2 beautiful bonus daughters and 2 children on the way. I work as a nurse, and one of my biggest passions is being outside in the sun. I met my first boyfriend in high school. After graduation, I, of course, wanted to grow up, so I moved in with my boyfriend. I wanted to be a wife, and it's been my truest desire. So around the time I was 25, I thought he was going to propose, and it just never happened. I got impatient, and I started stepping out of the relationship and partying and taking it personal. Maybe it was because I put on too much weight. That's when my eating disorder began. I started going to the gym, and I would work out really hard. I stopped eating, and I was noticing that I was unhealthy. My nails were brittle. I was losing weight and losing my hair. Other people were noticing, so I had to start eating. I felt guilty, so I would go into the bathroom and turn on the bath water and make myself throw up. I tried to do everything I could do to make him love me and want me, and it just never happened. So after 11 years, I felt that it was time to end things. So with my wanderlust and wanting to enjoy the world, I would go out with my girlfriends and we would drink and party, and to get myself to want to eat or desire to eat, I would smoke pot instead. After a while, I had the results I wanted. I was happy with my image, and I got a lot of male attention, and I would go on dates every night of the week. I was dating to get married. I was dating to find a husband. One guy after another, they just kept disappearing. Each time I felt the same. Lost, broken, ashamed, alone. I tried to be everything everyone wanted, and I just wasn't anything anyone wanted. I started getting an itch for a tattoo. So I went to a tattoo shop and I met Danny. We grew a friendship, and he shared his faith with me. He shared his relationship with God with me, and that was the first time I knew there's more. And he invited me to Rocky Peak. So one day I met him at church. I was beautifully overwhelmed. I felt at home right away. And I started realizing what I needed was a Christ-centered relationship, which sounds great, but I was still trying to find that in the wrong places. One day after I was ditched, I called Danny and I just told him I'm lost. And we sat on the bench outside the tattoo shop, and he just said, you need to forget about men and boys, and you just need God.
Because men really aren't the answer. And you're seeing that, you know? Right? Because you feel like you've been betrayed, you feel like you're being lied to. Well, God's just never gonna lie to you.
He explained to me that if I didn't have God, I wouldn't ever have anything else. I decided I wasn't gonna drink anymore, I wasn't gonna smoke anymore, and that I was gonna be celibate. When I made that decision, I knew I was putting God first. And I accepted that if I never found a husband, if I never had a family of my own, I had God, and that's all I wanted. So I had been attending Rocky Peak. They kept announcing life groups. After church, I went on the patio and I signed up for a life group. Of course, I'm in a life group with married women with children. And after that life group session, the co-leader called me and said, how'd you like it? I told her that I had nothing to give to them, and they had nothing to give me. She said that every woman in that life group is a piece of a puzzle, and she knows I'm a piece that fits. So I would go to life group, and it turned into the best thing of my life. They showed me how to follow God and what it looked like to allow God to love me. They keep me accountable, and it's hard, but without them, I wouldn't be living the life I have today. I went to the beach one day and I was driving home and I saw a sunset and I just got sad. I wanted to share that with him. Didn't matter which him again, just him. And then I cried and I was happy. I was sharing it with him. My ultimate him. I asked God to be my boyfriend. Silly, but it was amazing. The world changed colors. I was in love. And I knew he loved me. And I didn't have to do anything. I didn't have to lose weight. I didn't have to dye my hair, dress a certain way. He just loved me. And he always did. And I made my choice to follow completely. Baptisms came up and I signed up. Coming up out of that water, I was new. I was washed clean. I started seeing this guy everywhere. I've always seen him everywhere. Ever since I was 17. We had mutual friends, so we knew of each other. And one day I was at church and I saw him in the parking lot. I'm like, hey. And he's like, I didn't know you came here. I was like, I didn't know you came here. One day he asked if I wanted to come over and go to the pool with some friends, and I said, sure. I got home that night and couldn't shake the feeling I had in my heart. I felt like that was one of the best days of my life. We kept talking after that. We just built a friendship that where when I would confide in him on a hard day at work, he would pray. He would lead me to God. He would point me back to what truly mattered. A couple months later, he proposed. And it wasn't anything I could have ever dreamed of or imagined. We got married shortly after. It's still surreal to me. We prayed about kids. We just said, if it happens, it happens. God, it's up to you. And a couple weeks later, I found out I was pregnant. My first ultrasound appointment, I was nervous and scared, and I asked Omar to pray. And the doctor comes in and he's doing the ultrasound. He goes, okay, baby looks good, strong heartbeat. And the other baby, good, strong heartbeat. And I sat up and I said, what? Other baby? He goes, you're having twins. Married with twins on the way. My truest desire unfolding daily. I'm so thankful. I'm thankful for every trial I've ever had, every moment of shame, because it all worked out. I let God write my love story, and the minute I did that, He wrote one better than I could have ever dreamed of.